So we're back in the garden today. It's a Sunday, not a Monday. Sneaky afternoon. There's a ice cream van over there. I'm sure he's going to make some noise in a minute. Well, that's not the point of my rambling today. Yeah, there he goes. Yeah. After my pot noodle escapade, the missus turned around to me and said, "I'd really love to see you," and she even commented on the video. Yeah, do your own noodles. Now, a while ago, me and her watched a video on YouTube by The Walking Man. There's a Japanese guy. There's no voice on it whatsoever, and he walks to various different places and he cooks a meal. Really nice outdoor cooking. And one of the things he cooked, which is what caught us to it in the first place, was a ramen, which is basically a Japanese soup. And we've had a go and we've cooked those indoors. And one of the reasons I was learning how to cook that indoors was because I'd like to cook it outdoors. So I have the gear laid out. I have in my bag mushroom, spring vegetables, spring onions, and well, I say spring vegetables. It's like a Pak Choi, but it's a bit thicker and firmer. Some peppers, yeah, some tofu, yeah, and some noodles. Yeah, just ordinary noodles. I'm going to attempt to cook this camp style, yeah, on my Trangier stove, yeah, and see where we get to, see how well we succeed. And because the size of the pots are not huge, I mean, they're almost soup bowl for one kind of size, especially when it comes to ramen. Yeah, because ramens are quite filling, quite large, as you'll get to see. I'm going to get 2 takes at this, yeah, and maybe if I record both of them, I'll be able to pick out the good bits from each. So I'm going to start. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to prep up veg, because there's no point having your alcohol burning, yeah, if your veg isn't prepped. And all I've done in the kitchen so far to prep up my veg is to give them a wash and pack them into a bag, yeah, as if I was heading out camping. Yeah. The only thing I haven't prepped is I haven't opened the tofu. By the way, this is more than enough. This normally is enough in here for about 3 people. I'll probably take about a quarter of this for one soup today. We'll be using the simmer ring, yeah, because we'll need to control the heat on the stove. And I'll be using all my camp cooking gear. So no kitchen knife, but I do use one of these Opinels, yeah, rather nice. They're a French-made knife, and you can get an edge on these like it's a chef's knife. It really is. I better turn on my other camera and start recording with that one as well, because hopefully we'll be able to catch enough sort of like B-roll. See, I did say last time, B-roll, that yeah, we'll get enough B-roll. Just put the mushrooms into there, and I will get them on in a minute. I've grabbed everything because if I'm going to be camping outdoors and had gone on a nice hike, and this was a rewarding meal at the end of the day. Yeah, the only difference is I'm in my garden. I didn't do the long hike, and we're just having a little bit of fun. And that's what all I said this channel ever was. I do have a separate video of me pitching the tent. I did say that, you know, I wasn't going to, when I recorded it, that I wasn't going to release the video, but I've since done some editing and it looks all right. I'll put it up. You can see what I think. It's an extra. It won't be part of my Wednesday Wednesday release, and we'll get them on. So to get them on, we'll light the stove. Yeah. Do the slightly cheating way. Straight away today. You don't get to see alcohol flames very well when they first light. We'll get that out, and we'll get some butter in there. I do carry oil sometimes. Yeah, I've got these lovely little sort of like one hand grips, and get some butter in. I like plenty of butter on the when I'm cooking mushrooms. Like I said, there's a pan handle for holding these. Put the lid back on the butter. Great little pots those. Literally one hand you can open and close them. Get butter melted off the knife. Now, it's normally for camping, I wouldn't bother bringing butter. Yeah, I would either use oil or ghee, which is clarified butter, because ghee has a longer shelf life. Yeah, I'll get that in here. Like I said, we're going to need the simmering at some point because straight flame is a bit too high, and this looks like it's going to be a large ramen. Large ramen. And we'll do that. I'll get rid of the rooty bit. And we'll put the harder part to one side, softer part to one side. And this bit at the bottom can be a bit firm, even with Pak Choi. So what I tend to do is cut that down. We'll cut down the other bit later. We've got the firmer rooty bit that'll go in first. Yeah, once the water's got the temperature. Continue sauteing these. So, once the mushrooms have been done for a while, that's probably a bit too much. I want about a half a litre pint of water, and then we get that to the boil. This is the bit that takes time. Yeah. They go in last. This bit of the leaf, because it cooks pretty quickly. It doesn't take too long for a trangia to bring half litre of water up to boil. I mean, it's not as fast as some stoves. Yeah. Now, as I said before, these can be used as cutting boards. That's what I'm doing today. Yeah. I put that on there now. Yeah. It'll act as a lid and a strainer. We need to strain this today. Other veggies, like I said, some red pepper and some spring onions. And I'll cut these up now. These go in relatively early. They really cook through and they're nice and soft and tender. The longest part of this is going to be waiting for that Water to come up to temperature. Let's go in there. Get rid of the bit on the end. Nobody eats that bit. Not that I know of, anyway. Bit off the other end. You don't really want those. This is just one spring onion. There we go. That is now. Put that on there as a lid. Let's get that water up to temperature. Wipe the knife clean. Put that in there. Always keep your campsite tidy. As a lot of the YouTubers do camping videos, wild camping videos, and that lot. The hashtag is leave no trace, and I agree with that. Yeah, wholeheartedly, 110% thoroughly agree with leave no trace. If you're going to go and enjoy the wilds, enjoy the wilds. Yeah. But don't make a mess of the wilds. Yeah. Because we're not out there to make a mess. We make enough a mess of it is, this poor planet. Because man's silly. As you can see, the mushrooms are now starting to come up. That's forming a nice broth. Now, one of the things that makes this a Japanese ramen rather than just any other noodle soup, yeah, is miso, white miso. Yeah. I emptied some out into a canister. Like I said, I've done this as if I've gone camping. Yeah. So I took some out of the jar, and now that's coming up to temperature. I'm going to place a spoonful in. Now, miso is made from soybeans, and it's fermented over a period of time. And the quality of the miso depends how long it's been fermented for. I'm just going to put the simmering on this. And the easiest way to do that on these is the windshield comes in two halves. Yeah. And just take one half off, put it back on, and that's reduced the flame considerably. Still plenty enough flame, which is good. The other thing I'm going to add into here, I've got some sesame seeds at the end, garnish and finish, and some chili seeds. And there's a sprinkle of chili seeds across the lot. Then we'll take on some of the flavour. Now this is kind of boiling. Like I said, I've kind of overdone the water on this because I've still got noodles to get in here. I want to get that up to the boil, so I'm going to open the simmering. Always a pain to adjust these are. Yeah, they're awkward to adjust and they're not as easy. And I can get why people love to get the gas out. It's simple, it's quick. You can have a burning flame that is water boiled in 2 minutes. So yeah, I get gas. And you get that off the petrol stove that I've got because that turns the petrol into gas, as I said last week. And you can have a roaring flame or you can turn it right down. You've got those finite controls that you'd find in the kitchen. But it removes some of the challenge, I think. Yeah. And that's what this is about. It's having the challenge, coming outside, playing with your equipment, um, learning. Even got some wildlife. They're making comments. Smells good, even past the alcohol. They always tend to burn with a distinct kind of smell, alcohol stoves do, especially deaths. Methylated spirits really has a distinctive smell. There we go, we're starting to get boiled back now. Get this lot all boiling up and then we'll get the noodles in there. Oh, we've still got tofu to go. They go in last with that anyway. They say, all you're doing is heating the tofu. Yeah. Very carefully open the tofu packet. Cut the wings off. Put those somewhere for rubbish in a minute. Advantage of a sharp knife. Silken tofu. That's that opened. Distinct look to the. Another thing we'll add is a bit of soy sauce, bit of seasoning. Let's get the noodles into the pan now. They will soften down. Noisy neighbours. Get them down the bottom. Let's extract some tofu out of the box. What we'll do here is we'll just take off a chunk, just like that. And we'll just cut that into cubes. Nice and simply cut into cubes. Let this get back to the boil. Like I said, each step is kind of like you start off frying the mushrooms. Yeah, but once you've fried off the mushrooms, giving them a little bit of a browning in places, it helps release some of the waters out of them. And you add your water. From the point you add your water, it's kind of like lift it up to boiling point. Yeah, add an item. That takes it off the boil again. Bring it back to boiling. Yeah, add an item. Yeah, it takes it off the boil again. And now we have all bar tofu and the last of the veggies, the spring vegetables, and that will finish off making a rather nice broth, which even on a day like today is nice to have. Noodles have gone soft now. Now the noodles are soft. So in goes the tofu. And the veggies. Give that a bit of a... If it never stays in the nice blocks that you cut it into, it always falls apart. Make sure that it gets soaked down into. This has been fun. Camping in the back garden, making a Japanese ramen. The only other thing you could add to this is you quite often see an egg put in last minute. You have to you crack it open, pour it up to the top, and let it sort of set at the top. But there's a skill to that, and as you can see with this pan, there's not exactly a lot of space left in it. I said this was a one-man set. I could boil another one up in here, because you have a tendency to take your meals out your pan when you're camping, or at least when you're backpacking and camping. If you're doing some more of a sort of glamping style where you've got a nice kitchen, you have a bowl set up and all of that, I've done my fair share of that as well. You then have proper pots and pans and cutlery and stuff like that. So this is backpackers camping without the backpacking or the hike to make my lunch up for the Sunday. And we can see beautifully cooking here. And I'm waiting for these leaves to wilt. When these leaves are wilted enough, that's when we'll declare it job done. With that, I will say ta-da, because this is almost done. And unlike some YouTube channels where people sit and eat and chat to you, I'm one of these people. I don't get it. With that, food is done. I'm just going to turn around to you all and go, ta-da. Have another good week.